Today on RPG Boons, we're going to save Shadowdark from those 5e combat mechanics by creating a 2 action point system. Let's go. If you haven't heard of Shadowdark is an old school style RPG system that uses 5e mechanics to improve the game. Shout out to Kelsey Dion for creating this fantastic game. If you've played 5th edition, I recommend you look at my Shadowdark review comparing 5th edition with Shadowdark. In a recent video that I did talking about action economy, Mike Mearls admits that the action economy is not good in D&D 5th edition. And so what I want to do is I want to prevent Shadowdark from going down that path and ruining its action economy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a 2 action point system that I think will really benefit your game. And on top of that, add a few different maneuvers that will actually increase the versatility of your combat. So currently in the Shadowdark combat system, the way it stands is you can only do a move action and an attack action, but it also gives you the option to do 2 move actions. So here's where Shadowdark is tied into the problems with D&D 5th edition. In 5th edition, you have a bonus action, an action, and a move. But if you're stationary and you have nowhere to go, you're stuck with just doing an action or a bonus action if you can find a bonus action to do. So in order to fix that, we're going to add a second action attack. And with that action attack, you're going to take a -3 penalty, which is very similar to what Pathfinder does, where they take a difficulty class and reduce it by that level amount in the roll. So in this case, it's 3, since all the different damage classes in Shadowdark basically escalate by 3 points. We're also going to add a block or / parry reaction. Now the reason we're going to do this is because even in the old school Dungeons and Dragons, the parry reaction was there, and we're just going to simply apply that to the new Shadowdark system. We're going to do the same thing that I did in Chainmail. We're going to add a -2 penalty to the attacker's roll. That can be applied universally by all players, but if you're weapon proficient or you're proficient in the shield, you can add your dexterity modifier on top of that negative, really making your dexterity modifier matter and those proficiencies matter. And keep in mind that you can use it on yourself or a close ally. Close, remember those measuring systems in Shadowdark now. In addition, because Shadowdark is such a gritty game and your players tend to die in that game, we're going to add this dive reaction, which is really a way for you to escape death. Now, we've seen this in movies time and time again, where people are just diving out of an explosion, diving away from an attack, and they have to spend a lot of their time just trying to get up from that attack. That's why I'm going to put a -5 to the attacker's roll. In addition, when you dive out of the way, you fall prone, which is going to require you to use an entire 1 point to get back up, really not allowing you to do much for your turn, but hey, you did avoid death. Now, when it comes to the magic, there's no way I could get around it. There's no second spell casting. I looked at all the different spells. Believe it or not, even though Shadowdark is considered a low damage style type of game, those spells are deadly for that game. So again, no second spell casting, sorry. But you do have that extra second attack, right? And most of the classes that I saw have some type of dagger or ranged weapon that they could use potentially on their turn. And that's pretty much it, everybody. I wanted to take that Shadowdark system, break it away from those 5e blunders that they've made with their action economy. We're going to make a 2-point action combat system. You're going to have your current moves that are all going to cost you 1, and we're going to give you a list of new actions that you can use for your Shadowdark game. And don't forget that those 2 points are replenished at the end of your turn. I hope that RPG Boon was useful. My name is Don Franco 3. This is RPG Boons, where we talk about everything RPG and how everything is RP. If you like to cut my gibberish, please leave a comment. You know I'll get back to you. Until then, see you next time.